I cheat, I have a bond with that man. I'm not like having sex for a nut. I have a bond with that man that I'm cheating on. Like I've built some type of emotional connection. I could probably finesse him into a relationship. We have something a lot deeper than sex. Where I feel like a man could literally, he could screw some girl in the back of an Uber. He won't even know her last name.
First name.
It doesn't mean he doesn't love me. It's just sex. Like he doesn't have any emotional commitment. I could get pregnant type shit. So I feel like me cheating is a way bigger party than him cheating.
So let me flip the question on you.
Sure.
If you were married and you had 3 kids, 4 kids.
Sure.
Okay. And your woman were to cheat on you multiple times, you would stick it out, you would stay with her, you wouldn't care if she just...
No, I would not, and I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Men and women are not the same. A woman cheating on a man is not the same as a man cheating on a woman. I can go have sex with 3 hookers and come back to my wife and love her. If you go have sex with 3 different dudes, you effectively don't love me anymore. That is the difference. Women have sex off emotion. Men have sex off of lust.
Scientifically proven.
But as I keep saying before, that's your opinion.
That's a scientific fact.
That is an absolute fact that men are designed to spread their seed far and wide. We don't have the same emotional attachment to sex that women do.
Yeah,
let me ask you a question. Do you run around and have sex with random dudes?
I plead the 5th.
That's scary.
Yeah, I heard
that might be a reason why. Well, let me say this: women in general,
he's right.
Okay, women in general have a very difficult time fucking a bunch of random dudes long term. They might do it for a weekend, they might do it for a spring break, but in general, women are not designed to be promiscuous long term. Men are, however. So you cheating versus me cheating are not the same. If you cheat on me, the relationship is over. And here's the other thing too: I can find another woman that can raise my kids. But I'm not gonna. It's gonna be much more difficult for you to find another man that's gonna raise the kids appropriately.
That's what I'm saying. Which exactly why you prove my point. Women have to be alpha because if they're in that position, they have to make sure that when they take care of their kids are taken care of without the guy in the relationship.
Let me explain something to you. Just because someone is capable of something does not mean that it is optimal.
A man really likes and loves a woman, right? And he does cheat. One problem is that, I hate to use the word cheat, infidelity, right? One of the things is he is already looked down upon and shamed upon. So it's like, if infidelity is something that happens so often, right? It's not something that is new to everybody. It happens in, I would say, probably at least half of the relationships in people's lives, at least at one point in time. So if we were able to accept it as a norm, and it would have less shame attached to it, less, hey, it's about me being, like, I don't know why women be like...
Can I ask, are you speaking to people, or are you speaking to women and women accepting it? Because I can totally understand if we make it a norm for men to be cheated on as well.
I'm speaking for people.
Okay.
I'm not going back and forth with the antics.
It's not antics.
But I'm saying this, it is something that happens on a day-to-day basis.
Okay.
Cheating happens regardless. But every time somebody cheats, somebody has to take it in a personal way where it's like, what's wrong with me?
It's different when girls cheat versus when boys cheat. Because when boys cheat, they just do it like, oh, she looked fine, I want to tap that. When girls cheat, they actually put their emotions involved when they cheat.
I used to think just like that, right? That's a little bit worse. Because think about it. If I hooked up with a girl one time, right? That's like a one-time cheating thing, right?
It's still wrong.
It's still wrong. But I cheated one time, right? If a girl cheats because of like feelings and all that, if my girl really still loves me to come back to me after that, that means like we were like really in deep in our relationship. So that means that we were probably, if it was my relationship, we're seeing each other, we're always around each other. So that means for you to develop more than physical emotions about a man, that means that you've been cheating. You've been going on dates. You've been probably receiving flowers, and you've been letting it slide. So this is like a continuation of cheating, where I only like might have cheated one time.
Women and men cheat for very different reasons. Men cheat because they have a lack of discipline, they're bored, and they're afraid of the intimacy and commitment of the relationship that they're in. So a lot of times when a woman approaches a man and he's at a club, he's at a bar, she looks good, it's not because he loves her. It's because he has a lack of control on his internal emotional state. And just because he doesn't love her, it doesn't make it better. I think women are a lot more forgiving when it comes to infidelity because we've normalized this idea in modern day dating that, you know, men want to have sex, men want to see other women, and men are by nature polygamous, which is true. But just because something is biologically true doesn't mean that it has to be relevant in your relationship. Just because you have to go to the bathroom doesn't mean that you take off your pants in the middle of the room. It just doesn't work that way. And women are a lot more forgiving because the man is really just not in love with this woman. He just has this need and this release that he requires. But this is why relationships are so important, and we have to understand our partner's needs. If their partner is not being satisfied or a man is not getting his physical release, he's going to be more likely to engage in that temptation. Now, on the flip side, just because he's getting that release doesn't mean that he won't go seek it out from another woman, because you've implemented a situation and a foundation where he can go engage in a lack of control and a lack of discipline. So many times it's because he wants to keep his options open. Many times it's because he is just not in control of himself. Women, on the other hand, it's more serious, I would say, in certain situations, because when a woman cheats, it's because she's emotionally immature, she has a lack of integrity, she is lonely, or she is in need of intimacy and commitment. She is looking for that. It's typically because there's an emotional void in the relationship. The first question I ask when a woman cheats is why, right? I look for the why. When a man cheats, a lot of times I'm more so focused on how come this happened? Like, you need to get better. You need to be more disciplined, because men will cheat and they'll come and they'll say, I never liked this girl. I don't even care about her. And they don't even know what happened, right? After they, release, they have this clarity. They call it post-nut clarity, But women, on the other hand, they know exactly why they did it. There's a premeditative kind of situation that goes into it. And usually a lot of times a woman will monkey branch out of one relationship into another because she's not being satisfied in this one relationship. It's very strategic. And so when a woman cheats, it's a lot more of the situation of she does love this man. She does care about this man. It's typically not because she wants to just go out and find a man to physically satisfy her. Rarely you'll see a girl just step out of a relationship just for the sex. In situations that it does happen, yes, it's because there's a huge age gap, the sexual chemistry is not met, and a woman will typically communicate these things far in advance in the relationship, letting her man know that this does not make sense for her. So you have to look at why the genders cheat to really understand why your partner cheated. Just because you feel a certain way when you commit infidelity or you have a mindset towards infidelity does not mean that it's your partner's reason for doing what they did.
I just seen a post that said men will cheat on women that are good for their souls with women that are good for their image. And I'm just about to shit myself. 9 times out of 10, the person that's cheating is hiding who they're cheating with. It can't be that good for your image if you hiding it. And the person that you're cheating on can't be that good for your soul if you're trying to destroy them. So many times we internalize the reasons we're being cheated on. Well, did I cook enough? Should I have dressed up more? You didn't do shit wrong, but pick a person who lacks self-control, self-discipline, respect for you, and respect for themselves. We've seen some of the best men get cheated on, some of the baddest women get cheated on, some of the most awesome parents in the world be cheated on. A person cheats because they don't have respect for their partner or their relationship. Cheating is selfish. You'd rather give in to your temptations and desires rather than be faithful and save the relationship that you claim means the world to you. It's gonna trigger all the cheaters, but listen, do what you do. Let's just stop making excuses for it and call it what it is.
So someone asked a great question. They said, is there a difference between a man cheating and a woman cheating? No, cheating is cheating. I will say, though, that men typically have physical cheating, or they're more apt to have a physical affair, and a woman is more apt to have an emotional affair. And if you look at which one it hurts more, it hurts us both. But oftentimes in an emotional affair, because there is feelings vested in that, then it is a lot more painful on both sides.